Chapter, Carrie and Nick return home after their visit to Druid S. Bottom. As soon as they enter the kitchen, Mr. Evans quickly asks many questions about his sister's house, the condition of the place, and the food they ate. His tone is sharp and suspicious, which makes Carrie careful in her answers. She gives simple and safe replies, saying everything was fine. However, Nick honestly says that the house and the food were wonderful and that Hephzibah was very kind. This makes Mr. Evans jealous and angry. He begins to criticize Hephzibah, saying she spends money freely because it is not her own and that she may be dishonest. Auntie Lou tries to defend Hephzibah gently, saying she is a good woman, but Mr. Evans ignores her. Carrie understands that Mr. Evans is jealous and does not like to hear that others are better than him. She cleverly pretends that the house was dark and a little scary, and that Mr. Johnny frightened them. She even speaks in a childish way to hide the truth. Mr. Evans seems satisfied with this, but Nick becomes upset when Mr. Evans calls Mr. Johnny an idiot. Nick strongly disagrees and tries to defend him, but he cannot find the right words and begins to cry. Carrie quickly takes Nick upstairs, saying he is just tired. When they are alone in their room, Nick becomes angry with Carrie. He calls her mean and a traitor because she pretended not to like Hephzibah just to please Mr. Evans. He says she is worse than Mr. Evans because she is dishonest about people she actually likes. Carrie tries to explain that she was only trying to protect them, but Nick refuses to listen and stays upset. Later, when Carrie goes downstairs, she hears Mr. Evans talking to Auntie Lou. He suggests that Carrie should visit Druid S. Bottom again and keep her eyes open, which means he wants her to secretly observe Hephzibah and report back. Auntie Lou seems uncomfortable and even uses the word spying, but Mr. Evans denies it and says he only wants to protect his sister Dylas. He says he does not forgive Dylas but still cares about her because she is family. Carrie feels shocked and guilty while listening. She realizes that Mr. Evans suspects Hephzibah and may think she has too much control over Dylas. Carrie feels ashamed for pretending not to like Hephzibah and for secretly listening to Mr. Evans. She almost decides to confront him and tell the truth, but when she enters the kitchen, he becomes angry and sends her back to bed without letting her speak. Christmas arrives, and on Christmas Day Mr. Evans is unusually cheerful. He gives presents, Nick receives a penknife, though not the one he really wanted, and Carrie receives a Bible. They try to be polite and thankful. However, the next day Mr. Evans returns to his bad mood, and Auntie Lou becomes nervous and quiet again. The weather turns very cold, and heavy snow falls for 3 days. Because of the snow, Mr. Evans allows the children to use the indoor bathroom, which is unusual. After the snow stops, Mr. Evans suggests that the children visit Druid S. Bottom again and take a tin of biscuits as a gift for Hephzibah. Carrie feels suspicious about his sudden kindness and wonders why he wants to send biscuits. Nick thinks it is simply because the biscuits might be old and Mr. Evans wants to get rid of them. When they reach Druid S. Bottom, Hephzibah warmly welcomes them as always and invites them to eat lunch. There is delicious food like roast pork and apple pie. Carrie feels happy but tries to be polite and not greedy. Hephzibah happily accepts the biscuits and says Mr. Johnny loves them. Mr. Johnny is shy but becomes happy when Nick talks kindly to him. After lunch, the children go outside with Mr. Johnny and Albert. They visit the barn and see animals like chickens, a horse, and a cow. Mr. Johnny lovingly takes care of the cow and milks it. They also collect eggs, and it is clear that Mr. Johnny understands animals very well. They play outside on the frozen pond and enjoy themselves. Carrie sees that Albert also enjoys playing, even though he loves books. Later, Carrie goes inside to say goodbye to Hephzibah. While looking for her, she hears someone crying upstairs. The crying is very quiet and sad, and it frightens Carrie. She realizes it must be Mrs. Gertrude, who is very ill and close to death. When Hephzibah appears, Carrie suddenly feels scared and confused. She remembers Mr. Evans's words about Hephzibah having power over Dylas and begins to wonder if Hephzibah is truly a good person or something mysterious like a witch. Hephzibah gently tells Carrie not to be afraid, but Carrie quickly says goodbye and leaves. On the way home, Nick is very happy and sings, but Carrie is quiet and worried. She feels guilty and afraid because she knows Mr. Evans wanted her to spy on Hephzibah. Even though she did not intend to spy, she feels like she has done something wrong. She becomes scared that Mr. Evans might question her and force her to tell him something. However, when they return home, Mr. Evans does not ask any questions. He becomes quiet and does not mention Druid's bottom at all. Days pass, and he continues to say nothing. Slowly, Carrie begins to feel that maybe she imagined his plan to spy. Over time, it feels like a bad dream that fades away. Overall, me idea. This chapter shows growing tension and conflict. It highlights Mr. Evans's jealousy and suspicious nature, Carrie's clever but difficult decisions, Nick's honesty and strong emotions, and the mystery around Hephzibah and Druid's bottom. It also shows Carrie's in a struggle with guilt, fear, and loyalty.